Hello Zenbeez, it's time for a string safari. A string safari is a project where we create a Zentangle using a given string. And this is our string safari number 39. You can check out all our previous projects from this series in the playlist String Safari. I am Sandhya. I'm an artist and a certified Zentangle teacher. In this channel, we talk about creating and practicing Zentangle, my own Zentangle inspired artworks and collectibles. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on any videos that I post here every Tuesdays and Fridays. So for today's project, we will be working on a regular white square tile, a black pen, pencil and stub. Go grab your supplies and let's get started. On to tangling now. Okay, so here we are with our supplies. This is my white square tile and I'll be using a 01 micron for this project and a 08 just in case we need to add in more blacks. And I have my pencil and stub here. So these are the supplies that I will be using for today's session. So this is string number 39 and here is how that goes. So I'm going to mark 4 dots on 4 corners like that. I'm going to join them freehand. Okay, so there is my border all done. Now I'm going to make start my string off with a cross. So I'm going to make a diagonal line that goes like this and a diagonal line that goes like this. So I have my initial cross all done. Now I am going to make an aura line that kind of stops somewhere here. So this somewhere here I'm going to pull out an aura line. So this is nice and wide aura line. Okay, so this goes like this. Now I'm going to repeat this on all the 4 sections. So this goes like this. Okay, so that is our string for today's session. Now let's get to our first tangle. So here's what I want to do. I am going to make grids in this section. So here's what I will be doing. I'm going to join this and this like this. So now I have this section and this section and this and this. So they're all 4 different sections, right? So I'm going parallel to this like that, and I'm repeating the same thing here on this side. So I have these squares or a parallelogram as it is called. So we have this diamondish grid. Okay, so I have this beautiful reticular being made. So you can either do this directly with a pen, but since I started, I just wanted to show you guys how this is going. So I started off with a pencil and I am just continuing with that, but you can, all of this is going to be with a pen. So we are now basically going to trace this whole thing with the pen. Okay, so I have this. So now I am going to trace this whole thing with my pen. Okay. You can of course make any adjustments if you wish. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this all over. So here it is, I've traced everything, I've made some adjustments as well. So It looks good. Now let's get started. Our first tangle, or rather fragment, that we're going to use here is called S1. So this is a lovely fragment, one of my favorites. So here we start. So from here I'm going to pull out a line that kind of goes in and comes out like that, so like a mocha, right? Now so we are only focusing on this section. So now my next one is going to start again from this corner. So just rotate your tile slightly and go around, make that. Now again rotate your tile, so I go out. So always notice wherever the head, as I call this part, ends, that's where your the stem for the next muka kind of starts. So the whole thing is rotating, right? So you start from here, you go out, finish this, and then this point is where you start the next one, and then this point is where you start the next one. So this whole thing kind of rotates. Now I'm going to repeat this again. So now here either you can follow the same thing, right? Or what I like to do is, I like this shape that gets formed when I have two of the mukas facing each other. So I'm going to start off from this point, so I can have the heads of two mukas kind of touching each other and something like this, right? So now again my next one, I'm going to start from here. End it there. The next one I start from here, end it there. Okay, so like that. Now again, this time I'm going to start off here this way because I want these to be facing each other. So I start off here. Now this particular section is kind of half because we are running out of space here. So we have to kind of stay attentive and see how we can fit this. So we might not have the fourth side, which is okay. So this just goes out like this. We're just proving that it's there, although we can't see. And here again I'm just kind of pretending like this is there. Okay, so I've just made a half teeny tiny one there. Now here this side I'm going to mirror this one, so it goes this way, and because this is stem here, I would get the head. So this place is kind of, you just have to imagine and continue on that. So now that we are done on one side, on the other side again I want to mirror this because I want this heart shape to come in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let's finish this section. Okay, so same thing. Now I want to mirror this, so I'm going to go around. Okay, so they kind of got carried away, but we will fix it like that. That's why it's important to rotate your tiles so you do not make any such mistakes. Okay, so this is my side, so I'm continuing on that. So this one is going to be half because we don't have, it's kind of going out of the border, so we're just going to stop there. And here is where we are going to get the head of the next one, so we'll just make half and leave it there. Okay, so like that. Okay, so now I'm going to use my 08 micron, and we're going to fill this entire section here. Okay, so take your time. It is all done. I love the way it looks, very ornamental. So let's repeat this again now in this section. So like we started off the previous for this particular section, I'm going to start from here, from this point, and make the pod or the head here and come down. So let's do that. So I'm going to follow the same set of rules that I would start the next stem where at the head of the previous one, right? So the trick here is to keep rotating the tile. Remember to keep rotating your tile as you go. Now I want to mirror this, so this is going to go out like that, and then everything else kind of follows this. Okay, so take your time to fill all of these reticulars that we have created with S1. Okay, so here it is all done. Now let's get to work on these sections. So let's start on that. So here I am going to start with our next tangle, which is MoonPie. So we're going to go along this like this, make an aura like so, and then make our next set of aura, which is slightly wider, and I'm going to fill this up with lines. Like that. And now I'm going to make a couple of more auras like this, closer to the previous line. Okay. So now here I am going to start off with another tangle called bubbles. So we will be doing that here. I think I'm going to add one more aura here before we get to that. So yeah, I have about 5 auras. So I'm going to repeat this here. Now similarly here inside as well, I'm going to give an aura here and then fill the space up. Now if you wish, you can also give a aura line to this X and then start off with your MoonPie, but I like the way this is going to kind of blend into each other. Okay. So let's repeat that here. So I start with 1, 2 and 3, and then a wider one, and then about 5 of these lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? And then we go back and start adding finer lines inside. This, and I'm going to fill this section up. Repeating this again in the third section. So one more section. Okay, so here it is all done. So now let's get to our next tangle, which is bubbles. So bubbles goes like this. We start with a circle, then you make an aura circle, and then you do another aura circle. So you can limit to 3 or 4 aura circles like that, so they're all like concentric circles. So I am going to add that here, like as a border, so like it's just running along that. Okay, so now I'll go back and fill these teeny tiny gaps up to give that contrast. Okay, and now we're going to give another order now. So this line kind of just goes along with that shape like that, and I'm going to give another order line. This one is slightly wider, and finish it up with a narrow wider aura line. Okay, so this section again I'm going to fill it up with lines. Bubbles is a lovely filler tangle. You can use it like printums, so it's a good alternative for printums. If you like circles but you want to try something other than printums, then bubbles is a lovely variation. Okay, so there you go. Now I'm going to repeat this on the other 3 sides as well. So I'll just start off one. So I like to start from the center because that's where the focus is. So I want my nice big one right in the center, and then as I go on the side, sometimes you don't have enough space, so you might have this question. So all that can happen, the edges. Okay, so let's give an aura line to this and a wider aura line, and I'm going to finish it up with another aura line, but this one is narrow, and then we go back adding vertical lines in this space. Okay, so take your time to do this. Okay, and now we are going to fill these gaps with black. And that is done. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other 2 sides as well. Okay, so here it is all done. Oh, I have to fill in this section black, which I missed. So there it is. Okay, so all done. Now couple of things that I wanted to do before we start with shading. One is that I want to kind of finish it up like a square here, so I'm just connecting the line there. I'm going to add another triangle in here and just fill that up. So that's all I'm going to do here, a triangle, and fill that up. Although you can do any different variation here. So I like that it looks like a square. Okay, so now you can stop at this point, but I want to add some bubbles in these centers, this big center section that we have. So I am going to add bubble like that. So in each of these sections. Now this is totally optional. It's just to kind of make it look more intricate. But if you're happy with what we have right now, you can stop right there. So my third circle is kind of going behind those lines, which is okay. I want it to look like a background that's over which we have our S1 filled in. I like the way it is turning around, so I'm going to finish the rest. Okay, so now let's get to shading. I have completed this whole thing. So now let's get to shading. So for shading, here you remember we have this center line, right? So I'm just going to kind of go along that center line. So here, so I'm pretty much going to go about till there. So this area is black, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm not going to add any pencil over that, but like this. And I'm going to use my stub to just blend it out. Right, so like that. And we're going to do the same thing on this side as well. So again, we have that line. Okay, so like that. Now I'm going to repeat that on this side as well. Shading really adds some fun dimensions. I like it when the whole thing changes, So I'm going to add my pencil here as well. Okay, so let's just blend this. So here, ooh, I like that. Okay, so now the next place that we are going to add our pencil is here, like over the MoonPie and bubbles. Okay, so let's just go ahead and blend this. Okay, so here it is, all done. Now I am also going to use my pencil and go outside of this final line, so just to lift this this MoonPie and this whole section up a bit. So let's do that like that. So do you see how this kind of looks raised compared to this? Do you see it just automatically creates different layers, so you can tell that this triangle is layer 1, layer 2, and then layer 3. So that's what we're trying to do here. Create an extra layer. Okay, so here it is, all done. Looks lovely. So let's now put our initials, sign and own our artwork. So I am going to go ahead and write my full-on name here. There it is, all done. Now let's journal this. So today's date is 16th of February 2021, and this is YouTube, and this is String Safari number 39, and we started off with our Fragment S1, and then we worked with MoonPie a bit. It could be, I don't know, it could be called Crescent Moon too, because we didn't really do much there. Then our third tangle was Bubbles. So these were the tangles that we used for today's session, and there is our final tile all done. Hope you had fun on this safari with me. I would love to see your creations, so head on to our Facebook group Zenbeez, where all the after party fun happens. Share your creations there and check out the works by other Zenbeez. If you're sharing your works on social media, then please do tag me at Sandhya or hashtag Tangle with Sandhya, so I get to see your lovely works there. Also, a quick note, these projects and these videos are for your personal use, and no part of this can be used for any kind of commercial purposes. To understand the Zentangle method and to get started on your own Zentangle journey, send me an email to get information about my upcoming workshops or to schedule your private sessions. Slots for the month of February is open now. To receive my weekly newsletter, make sure you click on the link Tangle Organizer in the description and subscribe to the newsletter to get updates on my workshops and other cool events that I do. On Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. India time, I host a Zentangle Mini Project live on my Instagram handle at Sandhya. Join me on Tuesdays and let's tangle together real time. Now it's time to comment, so please comment below and let me know how you enjoyed this project, because that really helps me plan out my next set of videos. Also, it's time to show some love, so hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next on Friday in our Focus Flight series. Until then, remember to breathe and smile. See ya. Namaste.